the job he's doing. Trump on Bush, on his job as CEO.
I would like to see our president get us out of the war, because the war is a total catastrophe. We have all these problems, and we're boggled down in Iraq over a war where they have, you know, M1 rifles all pointed at our people. But they never had weapons of mass destruction. I say this, he has been not good on the war.
Okay, well, I want to go back to the CEO. So doesn't surround himself with good people. Rumsfeld disaster.
I have documentary evidence that when George Bush told the nation on the evening of October 7, 2002, that Saddam Hussein was an imminent threat to the security of this country, he was telling millions of unsuspecting Americans the exact opposite of what his own CIA had told administration officials just 6 days earlier in a classified report on October the 1st, that Hussein was not an imminent threat. But it gets worse. On October the 4th, the Bush administration put out an unclassified summary version of the classified report so they could give it to Congress and the American people. And this unclassified version came to be known as the White Paper. And in this White Paper, which I have in front of me, the conclusion of U.S. intelligence that Saddam Hussein was not an imminent threat to the security of this country was completely deleted. Every single one of these all-important words was taken out. So Congress and the American people never saw any of this. Since we are talking about a matter of war and peace, with the safety and lives of millions of human beings at that time hanging in the balance, and with Congress about to vote in 1 week on whether or not it should authorize George Bush to go to war in Iraq, what could possibly be worse? And I repeat, what could possibly be worse and more criminal than the Bush administration deliberately keeping this all-important conclusion from Congress and the American people? The terrible reality is that the Bush administration has gotten away with thousands upon thousands of murders. And we, America, the American people, cannot let them do this.
Same situation now we have with Iraq.
We're in danger of losing our country to a war based on lies, to destruction of our civil liberties. But it's your commitment and your willingness to stand up and speak out that has enabled me to take a stand and to say, not only are we going to save what's right and save what's dear to us, but we're going to hold this administration accountable so that it never happens again. This is truly our moment.
He deserves to be prosecuted. He and Cheney need to go to The Hague and stand in the dock like they had Milosevic and others. What they did was criminal. 4,000 Americans have died as a result of their fraud on the American people.
If we have a chance of reestablishing the credibility of the United States internationally, it is reestablishing the credibility of democracy. Let's show them we can fire this president and put him in fucking jail.
Ralph Nader.
Unanimity, it looks like. The criminal recidivist regime of Bush and Cheney is the most impeachable regime in American history. The American Bar Association, full of conservative Republican lawyers, sent 3 papers, 3 reports to George W. Bush in 2005, 2006, charging him with serious violations of the U.S. Constitution. In 5 areas they're impeachable. Criminal war of aggression that was undeclared in Iraq. Number 2, systemic torture. Number 3, what Bob Barr just mentioned, snooping on Americans without judicial warrant. That's a 5-year jail term. That's a first-class penalty. Number 4, incarcerating Americans without filing charges, denying them habeas corpus. Number 5, the signing statements by Bush. He set a record where he says, I'll sign this bill by Congress, but I, King George IV, will decide whether to obey it or not. After they leave office, they are still subject, Bush and Cheney, to the criminal laws. They can still be prosecuted, just as Nixon was about to be prosecuted for a one-time burglary obstruction of justice by the Watergate Task Force report. And we recommend DAs all over the country to rustle up their statute books and convene grand juries.
No one, no attorney general, no president, no one is above the law.
That I believe we can rise accountable who have tried to subvert our Constitution, and I believe we can have a reawakened sense of this beautiful legacy that is our democracy that has protected us for over 230 years. And I believe that we could not only redeem this nation, but really turn a corner in which we are not passive recipients of the blessings of democracy, but active, vigilant, engaged citizens who know how precious this is, and even better, who are willing to spread the blessings of real democracy all over the world. So let's rise up and do it and save the country. Thank you very much.
Do they leave office?
Well, you can't impeach them once they leave office, but they are subject on January 21, 2009 for criminal prosecution under federal law. And